Hello, my name's David Cool. I'm the broker and the owner with Cool Realty. We've been so fortunate to get to work with many military members and family members who are getting their PCS orders and are relocating. Many of them have given us referrals of other military members, which we're completely grateful, as well as being grateful for your service. I want to thank you for that before we begin. We've kind of compiled some questions that we hear whether people want to, first of all, should they sell their house or should they have it rented? And can we property manage it? So we're going to kind of go over some of the questions that we've compiled that are commonly asked questions from our military customers. And hopefully this will help you out. The first question we get asked is, should I sell my property or should I rent it out? There is a time and a season for selling. There's a time and a season for renting. A lot of it's going to depend on, kind of what your goals are, what your situation is, the timing of the market, interest rates, other factors. We do give free consultations, anytime you want to have a free meeting or consultation or get some sales numbers or what your property should rent for, we absolutely will provide that for you for free. The next question that we usually get a lot is, can Cool Realty manage my property while I'm stationed abroad or stationed overseas? And of course, the answer is yes. We manage property for multiple military families. They're almost in every continent, every state. And, we will handle your communications with your tenants. We're going to handle your repairs. We're going to place your tenant. We're going to screen your tenant. We have effective owner portals, which if you're in different time zones, you can check in with that all the time. We can even sign your lease. That's a completely arm's length between you, the owner of the property, and us as the property manager and the tenant. So we definitely can bridge that gap and help you with all aspects of that. Other things we are going to handle is all your tenant communications, as I said. We're going to effectively collect the rent. We're going to keep the trust accounts correct. Maintenance coordination is not a problem. We have a maintenance man on staff. His rates are very affordable. We've also developed a wonderful vendor list that has been developed over 20 years so we can handle any maintenance needs. We're going to handle all your financial requirements that your accountant or tax collector is going to need at the end of the year. You can be completely hands off, and that's kind of what we need you to do, to be focusing on your job, and especially if you're in a very high demanding position. So we definitely can handle that. We will give you all the reports you need. If anything comes up, we have many ways to communicate with you: phone calls, text, emails, whatever is going to work for you. The next question that we found that we've been getting is, how much will my property rent for? Well, that's a question that we do get a lot, and there's no clear answer. We're going to have to look at things like the location, the property condition. We're going to look at, the current rental demands. Right now, there's more rental properties than normal because so many properties are not selling on the market, so they are in the rental community. Market conditions, job factors. We'll look at what your financial goals are, if you can wait a little longer to get a little higher rent, or if you need the property rented right away. Many times the rent will cover most of your mortgage or most of your expenses. And also if you add in the deductions that you aren't getting as a currently living in the property, but when it becomes a property that you're managing, you do get a lot more tax deductions, and that can offset your higher income, and it can be a good write-off and appreciation while the tenants are paying down your mortgage and you're gaining equity. Many of our military family or customers have learned that by letting the property being rented out, they're gaining long-term wealth. They are seeing that caveat of owning real estate as an effective way of letting someone else pay down your mortgage. We will offer you a free market analysis, and, Jacksonville area is growing. There is a high demand for housing long term. You definitely can see that. You can also check out our website to see other properties that we've managed. It's propertymanagerjacksonville.com. Here's another question we get a lot is how do you effectively screen your rental tenants? Well, I got to tell you, screening a tenant is very important because we get a problem tenant, it's bad for you, but it's a heck of a lot more work for our company. So we're going to do a lot of stuff in the screening. We're going to do a credit history. We're going to do a criminal background check. We're going to do income verification. We're going to do an employment verification, and it's not over the line. It's actually going to be hard copy income, make sure that their income is stable. We're going to do a rental review history. We're going to check to see if there's ever been any evictions against the property tenant. We're going to look at everywhere they've lived to see if there's any kind of eviction history. We're going to do a child predator watch. We're going to also interview the tenants. We do interview all of our tenants. I know automation has become a very big part of property management, but we still like to talk to the tenant and see who's moving into the property and kind of get that personal feel for them as well. And I also think with 20 years experience, I think that that's something that we are going to continue to do, even if our competitors do take the quicker thing. They meet it on paper, they put them in. We don't. We want to make sure that we are protecting your asset, looking at, the best possible fit and putting in a strong rental candidate that is going to be a good fit and a strong candidate to take care of your property and your investment. And that's one thing that is important to us because we put a bad tenant in. It's a lot more work on our company and our reputation. And that's something that we do value quite a bit. Another question we get is how are maintenance requests handled? How are emergencies dealt with if you're overseas or in another state? If there's an emergency, you're going to have an emergency fund that you're going to set aside in the beginning of the paperwork. It's going to be as low as 200 up to 500. And that's going to be an emergency. Hot water heater bursts. We've got to do something. We can't get a hold of you. We got to replace the hot water heater, get the water shut off. A tree falls on your house, something along those lines, that takes an emergency act. We're going to apply that money toward the emergency. We will do that typically up to $500, or, we have to use our judgment. If it's an emergency and it's going to do more damage if we don't act, we need to get in there and fix it. So that would be how we would handle an emergency. On normal repairs, you're going to be notified from the property manager. Most of our military people do say, if it's up to like a certain dollar amount, $300, go ahead and fix it. Let us know. Our property managers will also let you know. We're not going to give you a surprise that you have a big shortage in your rent because of a repair. You will be told about it. We do have an in-house handyman. His fees are $50 an hour, no trip charge plus material. We do have a vendor list that we have cultivated. Usually what we'll do is we will go ahead and pay for the repair. We'll take the repair funds out of the next month's rent and replenish our company. So we do foot the bill on little things like that. So you don't constantly have to come up with repairs. Now, if it's a major repair, you're going to get the call. We're going to have to get that satisfied. If we need new air conditioner or new roof or something like that, that's something that the company won't fund. But general repairs, air conditioner goes out, needs a parts, plumbing, something like that. We're going to go ahead and fix it. We're going to let you know, make sure you're okay with it. You don't have to use our vendors. You don't have to use our handyman. If you do have someone that comes in that you want to use yourself, you need to just make sure they are licensed and insured so that there is no issue with them. Another question we get is, will I need to be involved in day-to-day decisions? And the answer is absolutely no. In fact, you're hiring us, so you're not involved in day-to-day decisions. We want an arm length between you and the tenant. We don't want you and the tenant communicating, and it usually will create problems for everyone involved. You're hiring us to take this burden off of you, to take the midnight calls for repairs off of you and onto us. We are going to handle tenants' calls, maintenance, non-payment of rent. We're going to do all of these things on your behalf. We'll even sign the lease on your behalf. So no, you're not involved in day to day. You will be told of things that are done, asked to, if there's something that the tenant does request to be done, you'll be asked for that before we do it. We do have a set of rules. We're very proactive of knowing what's something we're going to allow a tenant to do and what's something that we won't. Your relationship is going to be with our company, and our company is with you. So you don't have to get involved in day to day. There will be a property manager. Obviously, if there is something you do want to be involved with more, let them know. They'll chart it in the file, and then they will bring your involvement in as much as you want to be. Uh, to an extent, obviously, we're doing the job. We've got 20 years of experience. You're hiring us to do the job, and that's what the way it works the best. There are many, many questions that I did not even get to. So, if you get your PCS orders, you want to talk, you want to have my input in it, feel free to hit the QR code, set up an appointment with me, set up a time. It's free. We're not going to charge you. We appreciate what you're doing. By the way, if you do like this topic and us, please like and subscribe to us. That means a lot as well. Majority of our business does come from other military members such as yourself who are using our company and do like our service, and they tell their other military members that they work with and so forth when they need our services. Majority of the referrals we get is by word of mouth. If you want a free market analysis, if you don't want the personal phone call, we can text you, we can email you, we can communicate with you in whatever ways works best for you. We also have short videos about our services, about how we're proactive. We're a nice boutique. We handle a lot of military customers, and we're going to treat you right. We want your business. We want to add you in our group of happy military customers. So please feel free to drop me a line, give us a call, let us know. If you got orders coming up, looking to buy or rent your property, we can help out with either one. And, a lot of people are in situations right now where they do want advice. It's free with us. We've been licensed. We're a member of NARPM. Just so many positive things that we can help you out with.